So, let's talk about something that's changing pretty much everything about how we find information online. We are moving from an internet of search engines to an internet of answer engines. And yeah, that shift is absolutely massive. So let's break down what that's actually going to mean for you.
I mean, really think about that for a second. This isn't some far-off hypothetical. It is happening right now. All that traffic you've worked so hard for, that #1 spot you fought tooth and nail to secure, what if it just doesn't matter anymore? Because your audience isn't even seeing that list of links in the first place. This is the big challenge we're all facing.
You see, the game has totally changed. Instead of getting that classic list of 10 blue links, people are now just getting a direct, summarized answer that's been put together by an AI. And what that means is the AI is now the one choosing the sources. If your website isn't set up to be chosen, well, you basically become invisible.
Okay, so what does this new world of search actually look like? Let's dive into the mechanics behind this huge transformation and, the tech that's making it all happen.
See what's happening here? The power has shifted. It's no longer the user picking and choosing from a list you're trying to get to the top of. Nope. Now it's the AI deciding which sources are good enough, trustworthy enough, to even be included in its answer. Your new goal isn't just to rank, it's to get cited.
I love this analogy because it just nails the difference. Traditional SEO, that was all about having the best, most clickable title in the computer catalog. But AI search, that's like talking to an expert librarian. They've already read all the books, and they're just going to give you the perfect summary. So your job isn't to have a catchy book cover anymore, it's to have content so clear and so valuable that the librarian just has to recommend it.
And how does our expert librarian get so smart? Well, it's through a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. Now, this is super important. The AI isn't just pulling from some old dusty database. When you ask it a question, it's actively scanning the live web, just like a regular search engine, to find the latest, most relevant info. And that right there is exactly why your website still needs to be findable in the first place.
So, the big question is, what does this mean for all those SEO skills we've spent years learning? Well, the good news is they are not going obsolete. Think of this as an evolution, something that builds on what you already know. Let's compare traditional search engine optimization with this new world of AI engine optimization, or AEO. Just look at the shifts here. The goal? It goes from ranking to being cited. The unit of content shrinks from an entire page down to a single little extractable snippet. And authority signals? They're not just about backlinks anymore. Now it's about your brand's whole reputation, its expertise, its trustworthiness. We're moving away from just matching keywords to really deeply understanding entire topics.
So let me be super clear. You cannot just throw away everything you know. All that foundational SEO work, making your site crawlable, making it fast, building its authority, that's now the price of admission to play the AEO game. If the AI's search function can't find your page to begin with, there's just no way it can be included in an answer.
And here's the proof in the pudding. This data shows that ranking high still really matters. More than half of the citations in Google's AI overviews are coming from the top 10. But look at that other number. A whopping 48% of citations are coming from outside the top 10. That, right there, that is the new opportunity. That's where a smart AEO strategy can help you leapfrog the competition.
Okay, so how do we go after that huge 48% opportunity? Well, it all comes down to tweaking your content with a new set of rules. I'm going to walk you through a pretty simple, but really powerful framework based on 4 key pillars.
Pillar number 1 is all about structure. See, because these AI engines are just pulling out little individual pieces, you have to start treating every section of your article like its own mini article. Get straight to the point, front-load your answers, use clear questions for your headers, and make sure each section makes sense all by itself. Oh, and another thing, a visible FAQ section is an absolute goldmine for getting those perfect, bite-sized answers cited.
All right, next up, you got to go deep. AI models think in topics, not just keywords. Your goal now is to be the single most complete resource on a subject. That means covering all the related questions, including hard data and stats, and actually citing your sources. In fact, some research has found that old-school keyword stuffing actually makes you perform worse in AI search, so just focus on natural, expert-level coverage.
Okay, so you've got the structure, you've got the depth. Now we get to pillar number 3.
And this one might be the most important of all, proving that you are a source the AI can actually trust. This is all about what's called EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
So how on earth do you show EEAT to a machine? Well, you do it with really clear signals. Things like prominent author bios with actual credentials, getting your brand mentioned on other reputable places like podcasts, and publishing consistently. There's even an estimate that an AI needs around 250 pieces of content to really form a solid opinion of your brand. It's all about building a reputation that a machine can read and understand.
And that brings us to our fourth and final pillar, access. And honestly, none of the other stuff matters if the AI crawlers can't even get to your content in the first place. This is the technical foundation that makes everything else work. Think of this as the guest list for your website's party. These are the big players you want to let in. GPT-Bot from OpenAI, Google Extended, Perplexity-Bot. Right now, about 6% of sites are blocking these bots, which is kind of like locking your front door during your own party. You are literally opting out of AI search.
And you know what? Letting them in is incredibly simple. This little piece of code here is exactly what you add to a file on your website called robots.txt. It's basically a digital welcome mat. You're just telling these specific bots, hey, you're welcome here, come on in and check out my content.
So you might be wondering, why would anyone block these crawlers? And this chart gives us a pretty good idea. You see industries like media and entertainment blocking them at really high rates. It's often because they're worried about copyright or protecting their business models from being used as free training data. It's a complicated decision for sure. But for most businesses that want to be seen, allowing access is definitely the way to go. And beyond that, there are just a few more technical things to check off. Make sure you're indexed on Bing, because that's what ChatGPT uses. Use schema markup to give the AI extra context about your content. And please, make sure your homepage is crystal clear about who you are and what you do. These little technical things can have a huge impact on how an AI system sees your site.
So if we're going to boil this entire thing down to one core idea, it's this. For the last 20 years, the whole goal was to be found. But now, in the age of AI, the goal is to be chosen. Chosen by the AI as a definitive, trustworthy source for its answer.
And here it is, your roadmap. Let's recap those 4 pillars one last time. 1. Structure your content for snippets. 2. Build deep topical authority. 3. Prove your expertise with clear signals. And 4. Open your technical doors to the AI crawlers. This is the blueprint for winning in this new era of search.
And that leaves us with one last, pretty fascinating question to think about. As AI becomes the main way we get information, the value of being a foundational, cited, and trusted original source, well, it's never been higher. The real question is, how are you going to prove that you're one of them?